Well, welcome to the 3CLogic LeadMaster Combined Solution Demo. This is going to be a brief overview of what LeadMaster combined with 3CLogic can really do for you and your company. A little bit about 3CLogic before we begin is 3CLogic is a complete contact center solution software company. What this allows us to do is integrate with CRM systems such as LeadMaster to give it a complete 360-degree view and really add all the communication parts to the software such as phone, text, email, chat, web form, etc. So you can have a complete solution. As you can see here on my screen, you're looking at the representative side of the 3CLogic software. This is going to be their home screen. When they log in, they'll be greeted with this screen. They'll be able to adjust their sound settings, such as their microphone or headset. They'll have their scheduled callbacks, and they'll also have some statistics on how their calling is done or interactions have gone today through the 3CLogic system. Once they're ready to start dialing, connecting with leads or prospects, they'll come up here to the top left-hand corner. They'll mark themselves as available. Once you mark yourself as available, you'll be able to make outbound calls, receive inbound calls, and make outbound calls in the following three ways: predictive, preview, and progressive. So just depending on how many connects you need, how long you want your wait time to be. If they're going to receive a call within the system, the following screen would pop, or if they are making an outbound screen, the system would automatically pop for them. They'll have two options to view the screen. They'll have this option here that's pulling all the information that you currently have in LeadMaster into 3CLogic's basic display screen. So you'll have address information, company information, name. Your rep will be able to make notes. They'll have their contact info, etc. All the fields that I have highlighted here within 3CLogic are merely mapping to LeadMaster. So if you have different information stored in LeadMaster, that different information will be populated as well. Due to this, the screen can also be formatted in whatever manner you would like it to be formatted in, so you can change the order, the look, the layout, etc. within the system. With this, you'll also have, your history, so you can see who's called you, what was the result of the call with that individual, as well as the notes that were made within that call. Once again, all this information will also be posted back into LeadMaster. And this is the option one for how you would like to view it within 3CLogic's LeadMaster integration. If you'd like to see option two, you can go to the second view. And this is where the system currently exists within LeadMaster. So it pulls LeadMaster up just as you would within your Lead browser, but instead it calls the information that you're calling. So in this case, you can see that we are on the phone with Kevin Joseph, Dr. Kevin Joseph. We can have this screen pop, the simplest screen, or we could have LeadMaster pop itself. So we still have all the same information, but now we've had the added benefit that we are actually working within LeadMaster. We've just added a little bit of functionality. So we can see everything that we've have, where our prospect is, the different key factors in the contact. We can operate just as if we were, just with all the call detail records, the call recording, the dashboard features, all of the telephony, text, and email functionality added into the system. It just really depends on what view you would like. In both views, you'll still have your standard telephony controls at the top of the screen. This will be accept, end, hold, conference, transfer, mute. You'll be able to email from the rep interface. So if you need to shoot an email such as pricing, or appointment reminder, or survey, whatever it may be, you save that template into the back end of the system. Your rep identifies it. It will then say, auto-populate the name as, hi Kevin, you send the email. It's then also saved within LeadMaster, so you have a complete 360-degree view. In both option one and option two, your representative will be spurred to disposition the call. All of these dispositions can be customized to fit your business needs. You'll have dispositions such as sales call, call continued, transferred, busy, etc. Each one of these dispositions has a different recycling policy. Recycling policy means when does this person get a callback or an email. So you can start an email workflow, or you could start a callback workflow. So does this person get called back in 2 hours, 2 days, 2 weeks? So they can add and remove from lists, so your follow-up is always prompt and automated. This is a very valuable feature to finalizing. Once you finalize a disposition, the system will then be able to receive or make more outbound calls. Another thing within the system is that you have some tool windows on the right-hand side. Once again, you can make these tool windows disappear or make them more prominent depending on their needs for your business. You'll have your active call window where you can see the number, the status, and the duration of the call. This is a valuable window, but if you don't want to have this window, you merely get rid of it. You'll also have a manual dial pad, so you can make manual calls, so your reps can always make calls within just the keyboard on their PC. You also have a contacts window. The contacts window is valuable for a few reasons. One, it allows your reps to contact with other managers or administrators within the system so they can call and chat with them. And as a manager or administrator, you can barge in on your reps. What barge in means is you can listen in on their calls without them knowing as a quality control measure. You can also take barge on your reps one step further and use it as a coaching tool. That's what we call the whisper function. And that's where you can speak to the rep without the client hearing. So it's a valuable coaching tool in that means. You'll also have a few other windows below that. You'll have your down queue window, and this is if all your reps are currently on the phone, they can see who's in call waiting and what their average wait time is so they can really pace themselves. You also have your caller ID on here, so you can change your caller ID to whatever number you would like so you can appear local. As well as having your caller ID, you can also have your reps mark themselves as available, away, busy, at lunch, in a meeting, so you can have really kind of metrics on how their time was spent in a given day. So these are all very important features that 3CLogic adds to the already extensive product of LeadMaster. Some other things that I would like for you to see within LeadMaster in your option 2, you can get rid of all these right-hand windows and use LeadMaster just as you would within a browser. You can use LeadMaster within 3CLogic with 3CLogic's capacity to use all the communication windows that are available for your reps. So you really can have click-to-call buttons next to these numbers. You can have all the information post back via API and HTTP posts. So it really makes a full and comprehensive product for the marketplace. This is really what we would consider the rep side. We like to keep it as a single window interface with all the information that your rep's going to need in one place, so we can really focus on making connections and moving the process forward quickly and resolutely. Now that we've covered the representative side, I'd really like to dive into the admin side real quick. You can access the admin side through any internet web browser. Currently, you can see they were opened up within Google Chrome, but you can open up the admin side in IE, Firefox, or any other secure web browser. You can use this in a multitude of different ways. That means you can use the admin side on your desktop, your laptop, your Kindle, your iPad, and even your cell phone as long as you have an internet web browser. One of the greatest features on the admin side is the ability for the live dashboard. What is the live dashboard? The live dashboard is where you can see what your reps or agents are currently up to within the system. How long have they been on a call? What are their call attributes? How long have they been active, wrap-up, available, not available, busy, away, or in preview, or even been on hold? From this, you can also barge in, so you can see your agents, what projects they've called, how many calls, how many sales, etc. So this gives you a live look. This updates every 2 to 5 seconds, thing of what's really going on. So you can really be anywhere and be managing what your reps are up to. And you can see you can have sales, failed calls, still current calls, calls added to the DNC, etc. So being able to see a live report of what's going on with your team is important, but what's more important is being able to see what's been going on over a long term, not just what's going on in a live data outlook, but what's happened. So you can run reports, so you can select projects or campaigns that you've been running, determine what kind of calls you want to see, you can determine the time frame, you can determine what agents, what dispositions or result codes you would like to see, time of call, all kinds of. You can make the reports as complicated or as simple as you want to. So you merely just push get report. Once you push get report, you're going to be presented with the following data. You can see time of call, project, durations of the call, result codes, destination. These calls can be recorded. so you can listen to the calls in little WAV files and these hyperlinks. All this information can also be posted right back into LeadMaster, as well as the notes that were made on the call. So this gives you really kind of a complex and deep view of what's going on in a real-time kind of scenario, as well as really giving this information an added benefit within LeadMaster. These reports can also be saved, so you don't have to build the reports over and over again, and you can have these saved reports emailed to you either at the same time every day, every week, or every month. So you don't have to log into the reporting side of 3CLogic if you don't want to. When you join 3CLogic LeadMaster's combined solution, you're going to have a very simple user interface. What adds to the simplicity is that you'll also be assigned your own project manager. Your project manager will help you learn how to add, delete, and manage your agents, such as their name, their password, their credentials, such as what emails linked to the account, etc. They'll also teach you as your project manager how to define your projects and campaigns. So how do you want to configure the outbound dialing as well as the inbound dialing that you might be getting. So we can look into what an outbound project would look like or an inbound project would look like. They'll teach you or do for you how to define, what leads are called, what reps are assigned to certain campaigns or projects, how to customize your own result codes or dispositions, how to determine the recycling policies that you want to have within the system. Do you want it to be recycled? What's the maximum amount of recycles? What delay do you want to have in between calls? They can also customize the scripting for you, so if your reps do need scripting or an FAQ or contact info section, they can help you add scripts and delete scripts. This is all very simple to use. It's built on the premise of add, delete, and manage. They'll also determine if you want to create a project do not call list, email templates, or even record all of your calls. All call recordings are standardly saved within 3CLogic for 90 days, at which point you'll have the option to download them yourself. You'll also have access to being able to determine who your reps are able to contact and how they can contact. You'll also have skill groups that you can rank your agents in. This can either be language-based or skill-based, so that the most skilled agent available or representative will receive that call. May that be, the most skilled Spanisher or the most skilled customer support rep or sales rep, whatever they may be, so these calls can be routed. It's built based on a 1 to 10 scale, 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. You can have different skill rankings dependent on different skill sets. So you might be a 10 in Spanish and a 7 in English, so that just depends on what calls are around. You can accept calls from all depending on the availability. You'll also have such things as social widget integration, so you can integrate with Facebook, LinkedIn, other landing pages so that you can have leads created within LeadMaster and 3CLogic that be called back within 20 seconds, etc. You can have time zone differentials so that you can call certain leads at certain times depending on what time zone they are in or what company they're part of. You have all kinds of depth of things that you can use within 3CLogic LeadMaster's configuration. This is obviously a very high-level overview. One thing I'd like to show you before we end this quick high-level overview is what you'll have when you become a 3CLogic LeadMaster integrated client. You'll have access to our support portal, support.3clogic.com. With this, you'll be able to chat with our support, browse our Q&A bank, open a ticket if you have a question for one of our representatives to call you back, or have them call you back directly at click to call and request new features. Our integration is always expanding and becoming better depending on customers' requirements. So if you request a new feature, we often add it just the next quarter because we do have a quarterly release. Well, I'd like to thank you for watching this demo, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. If you have any thoughts or questions in the meantime, please feel free to reach out directly to us at our 1-800 number or to fill out a form on our website. Thanks.